Okay, so one of the things I've always thought was a bit odd, that the Royal Mail click and drop, and I'm sure other postal systems, do not have any way of integrating scales into their system. We had to change our scales a couple of days ago to some new ones, and I managed to find some USB scales. This is the Dymo M10. It works fine. It's got a really stupid problem though, in the fact that it will turn itself off after, I think it's 3 minutes, which is a ridiculous thing. It's, you know, plugged into USB, constant power, batteries aren't even fitted. There's no way I want this turning itself off. Fortunately, when it does turn itself off, it can be brought back on very quickly. There's, you know, I mean, less than a second or two. So it's not a big problem. But why? Why? And I think there's been a lot of complaints about this. Why haven't they updated the firmware just to not do that, or give the ability to switch that feature off? Very, very annoying, especially on USB. It could have been simply programmed to stay on with USB. You know, we've got the standby button there. Why can't we be responsible for that? Anyway, we have got the free Dymo software working, which is really just a way of showing you the weight on the screen, which we'll just quickly pop that on there. And because I've turned that off, I now need to click read the weight. So once the weight has been put on and that's run, it is now running continuously. So if we put the bag back on, 18 grams, you can see that's on and done. But there's no way of copying that data into Royal Mail or using it in any meaningful way. It's useful if you have this plugged in remotely and you need to see the weight on the scales, or the display is being covered up by a big box. It's useful, but you know, not really very much. So I'm going to close that. Now you can integrate this into Royal Mail, and I'll show you what you need. The first program, and I'm going to do the download links in the description. The first program you need is called Dymo Scale app, something like that. I'll include it here. And once you've installed that, you can leave it running. Auto Copy To Clipboard, this is the key thing here. This is a free program, you can donate. So you need to get that running and just leave it running in the background. And if I pop the bag on there, you can see it updates, and again take it off, put it back on. That's perfect. Hopefully you can see that. Now it's copied to the clipboard, which is great. So you've got a couple of choices here. I'm going to create this new order. So actually I'm going to make up something because this is personal information. So I'm just going to type in any old nonsense and my own postcode. And at that point we will type in the workshop. So we've got the name, we've got the address, we can click on apply postage. Now, as you know, if you use Royal Mail click and drop, the cursor immediately goes to the weight. Now if I press Ctrl and V for paste, the weight will go straight in there. So that is, you know, much better than typing it in, but it's still 2 key presses. I don't want 2 key presses, I want 1. I would have preferred it to be automatic, but you know, that's not possible. I'll show you if I change the weight, taken that off, put something else on. It's already been copied to the clipboard and now it's 260. Take it off, put the other one back on, Control V, and the other, you know, the lower weight is on there. So it's instant, you know, it works great, but it's still not good enough to save a lot of time. So what we have also installed is a program called AutoHotkey, and actually that's showing me all the commands that it has sent. Anyway, AutoHotkey, if I actually open the program, why is it doing that? Okay, so if you right click after installing it, you can do edit script, and it uses Notepad, and the script, and I'll include this, is here. Now you see that tiny little symbol next to the arrow? That is the key just here. So it is mapping that key, and obviously you lose the normal functionality of that. That is now my Control and V in one key. Now you can put anything you like in there. You can delete that symbol. Let's say you wanted to use, I don't know, F7. Oops, I've got to press that and that. Why won't that work? Okay, trying to get the F7 to work. It's not doing it. Let me close that and start again. It's really hard with the one hand. So I'm going to edit the script, and we're just going to delete the existing key. Now why aren't my F keys working? That's weird, I don't know why it's doing that. It's putting the date in for some reason. Oh god, now it's deleted backwards. Oh jeez. Okay, let's just go for a simpler key. Let's say you wanted to use the Q. You could now just save that file. Just click on save. Name it what you want. If you want to do save as, just name it whatever, like paste. And then you would go down here and click, right click, and then reload the script, and that will load any changes that you've made. In our case, we can press that button there, and it brings the weight up instantly. So turn the scales off. Once all these programs are running, even if the scales go off, it's not a problem. So we can press that again, and we've got an updated value there of 16 grams. If we delete that and press that hotkey again, we've got 0. Pop that on there, delete the 0, press the hotkey, we've got the weight again. And so that is, the solution that I've come up with when I'm processing large numbers. That is really helpful. Annoying that the scale turns themselves off, but if you're working continuously on a large batch of posts, then it's not going to go off. If it's just a one-off you're doing every 30 minutes like my repairs, then yeah, unfortunately you're going to have to turn it on. But it couldn't be any quicker than that, and it all updates. So if you press that again now, we've got 0, which is correct. So yeah, that is how to integrate scales into whatever program you might want, so long as you don't have to click in that box. I don't. The program takes it there automatically, so that's absolutely ideal. Other shipping solutions may not do that, but for raw mail that works perfectly. There is another option, and that is a 2-button keyboard that I found that has been purely designed for one button is copy, one button is paste, and I could have that sitting here rather than have any of these buttons programmed. I will be able to just hit paste every time, and that will go into there, and I'll probably show that in use tomorrow when it has arrived. But for the moment, this is a really great solution for me. Anyway, look, I hope that helps. Don't know why scales haven't been integrated into this click and drop by raw mail, really. It must be possible, but there you go. That's going to save me a lot of time. Hopefully it will help you out.